Hi all, I am Divya Somakumar and in this video we are going to learn about a statistic concept which goes by the name random variables. Now, what exactly are random variables? A random variable is any variable whose value cannot be predicted exactly. For example, when you roll a die, you have total 6 outcomes ranging from 1 to 6. But when we roll a die, do we know which outcome is going to actually appear? No, we do not know. Hence, they are called as random variables. We know the different possible outcomes can appear, but we do not know which outcome will actually appear. Similarly, with the case of tossing a coin, you have two possible outcomes. You can either have a head or you can have a tail, but you cannot for sure tell which outcome is going to appear. Hence, they are known as random variables. In this video, we are going to learn about random variables in detail and we are going to solve a sum based on the random variable. Now, let's look at the sum. Consider the following example. A random variable x is defined to be the difference between the higher value and lower value when two dice are thrown. If they have the same value, x is defined to be 0. Find the probability distribution for x. Here we have a random variable x. Now, x is defined as the difference between the higher value and the lower value when two dice are thrown. And it is given that x is defined to be 0 when they have the same value. That is when we have 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5 and 6, 6. We have x is equals to 0. Now what do we have to do? We have to find the probability distribution for x. How do we do that? Let's see. First and foremost, we have to write the sample space by rolling two die. When rolling two die, we have the following sample space. We have 1, 1, 1, 2 going up to 1, 6 and 6, 1, 6, 2 going up to 6, 6. Now, our x is defined as the difference between the higher value and the lower value. So, what is the smallest possible value that x can take? The smallest possible value that x can take is 1 minus 1, that is 0. And the highest value that x can take is going to be 6 minus 1, which is 5. So, the values of x are going to lie between 0 and 5. So, x is nothing but the difference between the highest value and lowest value. So, which is the highest value for x in this case? We have 5 is the highest value for x and 0 is the lowest value for x. Now, when x is equals to 0, we have the following terms. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5 and 6, 6. So, we have total 6 observations. Now, the probability of x is equals to 0 is nothing but 6 upon 36 because we have total 36 different outcomes. Now, when x is equals to 1, we have the following outcomes. We have 1, 2, 2, 1. So, the difference between 1, 1 and 2 is 1. 2 and 1 is also 1. 2, 3, 3, 2. The difference between 2 and 3 is 1. And 3, 4 and 4, 3. The difference between 3 and 4 is 1. 4, 5, 5, 4. The difference between 4 and 5 is 1. 5, 6 and 6, 5. The difference between 5 and 6 is 1. So, total we have 10 observations. So, the probability that x is equals to 1 is nothing but 10 upon 36. Now, when x is equals to 3, we have the following outcomes. We have 1, 3 and 3, 1, 2, 4 and 4, 2, 3, 5 and 5, 3 and 4, 6 and 6, 4. So we total have 8 outcomes. So the probability of x being 2 is nothing but 8 upon 36. Similarly, we can find the probability of x is equals to 3. When x is equals to 3, we have the following outcomes. 1, 4, 4, 1. So, the difference between 1 and 4 is 3. 2, 5 and 5, 2. The difference between 5 and 2 is again 3. 3, 6 and 6, 3. The difference between 3 and 6 is again 3. Now, we have total 6 different outcomes. So, P of x is equals to 3, that is the probability of x being 3 is nothing but 6 upon 36 because 36 is the total number of outcomes. Now, when x is equals to 4, we have the following outcomes. 2, 6 and 6, 2. The difference between 6 and 2 is 4 and 1, 5 and 5, 1. The difference between 5 and 1 is again 4. Here we have 4 different outcomes. So the probability of x equals 4 is nothing but 4 by 36. Similarly, when x is equals to 5, we have the following. 1, 6 and 6, 1. The difference between 1 and 6 is 5. Here we have 2 different outcomes. So the probability that x is equals to 5 is nothing but 2 by 36. Now let's combine all these probabilities and write it in the form of a table. Now we have when x is equals to 0, the probability of x being 0 is 6 by 36. When x is equals to 1, the probability of x equals 1 is 10 by 36 and the probability of x is equals to 2 is 8 by 36 and the probability of x is equals to 3 is 6 by 36 and the probability that x is equals to 4 is 4 by 36 and the probability that x is equals to 5 is 2 by 36. Now, this is the probability distribution of x, where x is the difference between the higher value and lower value. I hope everyone has understood this sum. Thank you.